Good afternoon, everybody. It's very warm in these gowns. I don't know if you've done this before, but anyway, we're going to get on with this. So, firstly, I'd like to thank everyone in the audience for being here this afternoon, especially those who are here for their sons, daughters, fathers, mothers, friends, partners, guardians, or carers' graduation. Those of you who came out to support their loved one this afternoon, I speak for every student graduating today when I express my gratitude that you took the time out of your day to travel here, whether you came from Kingston, London, or Kingston, Jamaica. To us all, it means a lot. I also speak on behalf of each individual graduating today in expressing our gratitude to all the staff at Kingston University, both academic and admin, for all the support and facilities you have provided us with in order to get us to where we are today. Without your help, I would not be as proficient with a calculator as I am now. So, as I've been given the honour of giving this vote of thanks speech, I'm going to start off by telling you a little bit about myself. Get the Kleenex ready. The way I started life was a pretty heavy start. I was diagnosed with asthma from birth, and from 6 months of age it was discovered that I had allergies to everything under the sun. I can remember the order my mum used to list my allergies off to the doctors and nurses, waiters and waitresses, and anyone else within close proximity. Egg, wheat, milk, rice, soya, fish, chicken, and nuts. It also didn't help that I was allergic to dogs, cats, dust, grass. I may as well have just been allergic to oxygen at that point. May as well. So, due to my asthma, you could say that the hospital became like a second home to me. It must have been, seeing as I was admitted more times than mine, my mum's, and my sister's ages combined. Maybe double, probably, maybe triple. I'm just annoyed that I never got to have my own private room there, with my own private chef, with my own private masseuse. Don't think I was asking for a lot. What I did have, though, was my video games. I absolutely loved them, and still do. I actually blame Kingston for taking that away from me for a while. Kingston instead encouraged me to become a well-rounded, mature, respectable adult who was goal-oriented and driven to succeed. Thanks, Kingston. But that was my childhood in a nutshell. Home, family, friends, and hospital. It wasn't until I was 9 when it was discovered that I had an abscess behind my left lung, which resulted in me having to have an operation and a nice 9-week stay in hospital. It almost felt like summer holidays. It was the absolute life, except it was during term time and I was missing out on extremely vital knowledge that would help shape me into a better person in the future. Not a big deal. As you can probably guess, I did struggle when it came to my education. I was forever playing catch up with my friends, and whenever I managed to catch up with everyone, my illness would get the better of me and I'll be back in hospital again, and that's how the cycle would repeat. During the summer holidays between me finishing primary school and starting secondary school is when my asthma became really bad. It got so bad that I had to get airlifted in a helicopter from one hospital to another as they needed to place me on life support. On the bright side though, I did get to have a nice little sleep for 2 weeks, but bear with me here, it might be because I was under an extremely heavy anaesthetic that was keeping me unconscious. I say maybe because my mum and my sister, as well as my friends, know how long I can sleep for. So after all of these unfortunate circumstances, I started to get the impression that maybe education wasn't for me. I saw my illness as an excuse to become lazy and unmotivated, and that's the harsh truth. It wasn't until I finally finished my A-levels where I could finally take some time to myself to discover what I really wanted in life. I always loved maths. I wasn't the best in the class, far from it. I just enjoyed how everything made sense. Like, how everyone knows what 2 + 2 equals 5. So my love for maths flowed through to accounting. So I picked up a qualification that then allowed me to come to Kingston to study a degree in accounting and finance. My time here has really shaped me as a person. I came in as a boy, and I'm pretty confident in saying that I'll be leaving as a man, and also unemployed. Anyway, now, I would specifically like to mention 2 lecturers who inspired me to become a better student. No, a better individual all round. The first is John Pereira. The man, the myth, the legend. So I know a few people in this room will remember this story I'm about to tell. John taught us for 2 modules, corporate finance and advanced management accounting. We came to the final lecture we would ever have with John before we were due to start revising for our final exams. He delivered the lecture as usual. However, as he finished, he brought up another PowerPoint presentation in which he spoke to us not as students, but as adults, moving from the life of education to the real world, as they say. I've never been so grateful, as he did not have to do that. His speech was empowering, and I think I speak for everyone that was present at the time, that it got us all motivated to start going out there and making a name for ourselves. To every student in the classroom during this speech, he delivered this line that has stuck with me ever since. In life, you are free to make your own decisions. However, you are not free from the consequences of the choices you make. I think if I quoted that in one of John's assignments, I think he would have given me a higher mark. It's true, isn't it? It is true, come on. I hope you understand how much your talk meant to each and every one of us. It showed us that you truly cared for us as individuals. So on behalf of us all, thank you so much. The second lecturer I'd like to thank is Summer Wilson. If I didn't already have a mother, I'd have asked you to adopt me. Seriously. This is how I considered her in my eyes, and I think many others in the room felt the same. Summer really didn't care about the grades we would get. All she cared about is that we actually fully understood what we were being taught. In her own words, when you all go out and get a job, I want you to be able to show employers that you actually understand the content of what is expected of you. Sure, you can come out of your exams with top grades, but it means nothing if you don't actually know how to apply these ideas and concepts in the real world. That has honestly stuck in my mind ever since. It better have, seen as you must have said it about 100 times. But in all honesty, if it wasn't for you, I know that I'd have little confidence going out into the real world and finding a job. And just to prove you right, I did land a job. Shout out to my employer for giving me a day off to attend my graduation ceremony. I'll give you a joke that is sadly only useful for this year. Take note. Now that you've graduated, where do you see yourself a year from now? I don't know. Does it look like I have 20/20 vision? Think about it. 2020 is next year. Anyway. Besides studying a degree at Kingston University, I'll tell you something else that I've learned during my time at Kingston. The London slang. Here are a few examples with which I'll provide translations for those that reside outside of London. That's peak. Literally translated means that is unfortunate. That's long. Translated means this task you are asking of me could take an inordinate amount of time to be completed. I have bare money. I think some of you will be as shocked as I was when this means to have a lot of something. How can you hear the word bare and not assume that it means barely? I have bare money. I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe you should budget your finances a bit better. My personal favourite is peng. This could mean that male or female that is in close proximity to ourselves is somewhat attractive. Peng could also be used to describe the sufficient taste of food, such as, this pizza is peng. Or it could be used to describe the aesthetic attractiveness of an inanimate object, such as, the Eiffel Tower is peng. I'm not saying that for no reason, he said that to me before. Oscar Szczepaniak, right there, front row. You see him? Yeah. Keep your eyes on him, by the way. So, as you can imagine, moving from Yorkshire to London was a bit of a culture shock. I know if I carry on, I'll get dragged off the stage. I was actually planning to reel off a list of names to show my appreciation for you all and being able to share such great memories, but after receiving some constructive feedback, I've now realised that if I start naming everyone who I wish to thank, we'd be here until the next year's graduation. And I know some of us have work in the morning. So instead, I'm going to give a massive thanks to the accounting and finance crew, as well as those in this room who are graduating from other disciplines. Whether from this year, the years above, or the years below, it's been a pleasure going through this journey with you all. I want to give special thanks to these individuals before I wrap up this vote of thanks speech for good. Hassan Nasir. Where is he? Can someone point him out? There you go. Can't miss him. Myself and the following people I'm about to mention would always say Hassan had a dead trim. Through research via Urban Dictionary, I found it to mean when someone's haircut or beard cut is notably pathetic or bad, it's just lucky Hassan has his graduation cap on today. Thank you, Kingston, for these gowns. All jokes aside, Hassan is one of the most switched-on people I've ever met. He is intelligent, witty, hard-working, and extremely funny. Sometimes. This guy is the definition of goals. The background on his phone is a Mercedes G-Wagon. The background on his laptop is a Mercedes G-Wagon. His phone case is a picture of a Mercedes G-Wagon. The picture on his bank card is a picture of a Mercedes G-Wagon. He even has a license plate that reads G-Wagon. So, can you guess which car he is working to get in his life? You guessed it, a Ford Fiesta. That was a bad joke, wasn't it? All joking aside, Hassan, I know you'll get there one day. Your drive in life will get you that G-Wagon, and I honestly wish you the best in whatever you do in life, especially when it involves your hair. Oscar Szczepaniak. This guy again. I have a multitude of things to say about this man, whether when he confuses a PhD for a PDF, or he mixes up the words budget and management to create his own word. Budgetment. You have given me such great memories during my time at university, and I know those great times will continue into the future. I've never met anyone so selfless who truly puts others before himself. A few individuals in this room will remember this story, but there was a time in one of our financial reporting lectures where we all could not stop laughing about something in particular. I won't say what it is, but it was so hard to keep a straight face, so hard in fact that Oscar had to leave the room because he was laughing so hard that he was in tears. I know Summer spotted that something was going on our table, so I'm sorry. But it's memories like that which I will always keep close to my heart. Oscar, you were such a great friend to those around you, and I really wish you received nothing but great things in return, because you truly deserve it. Oscar also, I'm not done. Oscar also taught me how to count to 10 in Polish when a few of us went on holiday to Poland. I'm not going to recite it now, definitely not because I've forgotten it or anything. I just didn't want to show anyone up. For all that you've done, Oscar, dziękuję. Dhruvesh Patel. I got you, boy. I hope he doesn't mind me telling you this, but shortly before Dhruvesh started university, his father sadly passed away. When Hassan, Oscar, Dhruvesh and I were spending countless nights in a library in preparation for our finals, I asked him one night what his motivations were to succeed in this degree. His response was, "This is what my father wanted for me. He wanted me to have something that would always give me opportunities in life, and I just want to do him proud." You have certainly done that, and you did that way before today. Your resilience is second to none. There have been the odd times where I've gone to the library at about 1 a.m, and every single time I have found Dhruvesh sitting in a cubicle all by himself with an assortment of Red Bull cans and snacks around him. That resilience to keep on going is extremely admirable, respectable, and definitely inspirational. You haven't just done your father proud, you've done the rest of your family proud, and you've done each and every one of us in our friendship group proud. To Dhruvesh, Thank you for being a great person and for also being a great friend. Then there's Richie Long. Where is he? There he is. Can't miss him. Liang Wei Chung, Wei Seng Long, this man must work for MI6 with the various amount of code names he has. One of my closest friends I made during my time at university. He is one of the most intelligent people I have ever met in my life. A way to describe this individual would involve a mixture of books, Harry Potter, League of Legends, and pork and rice. Lots and lots of pork and rice. We lived with each other for the past year, so just take my word for it. During the first few weeks of uni, I spotted this guy sat on the table, surrounded by my other friends. When I walked over, I noticed he had a Deathly Hallows necklace on, which, if you don't know, is a symbol heavily referred to in Harry Potter. I said to him, "Shake my bloody hand, mate," and the rest was history. In between my second and third year, I flew over to Malaysia to visit him, where I had the pleasure of meeting his family. That week was one of the best weeks of my life, and him and his family made me feel so welcome. So Richie, AK, Jessica, and Sabrina, thank you all so much for your hospitality. Don't know where Richie's family are, but AK, I'm still not sure how I feel about durians, but maybe in time I'll also consider them the king of fruits, but just not right now. Also, for those Mandarin speakers in the audience today, I want to say to Richie, and forgive me if my pronunciation is incorrect, "Aiya, ni shu bai shu ma," which means, "Are you an idiot?" He said that to me a lot. And finally, I want to give my biggest thanks to my mother and sister, Mary and Morgan, for being there with me every step of the way. Without you both, I would not be stood here today. I would have not been able to begin a prosperous and fulfilling life. I would not have been able to meet the people I've currently met on my journey. I know I don't say it enough, but I can't thank you enough for the efforts you've put in to get me through life. You have always been supporting me from day one, encouraging me to push myself, and with that push, pushing me to keep going, to make myself the best person I can possibly be. And thanks to you especially, Mum, for letting me live at the house rent-free. I love you both so much. So I know it's peak that each of us have now graduated. If you're like me, you'll be sad that these times are over, but you can never forget the amazing memories we shared. From building friendships from our time here, you know university was just the start of those friendships that we've built. I know that getting out in the real world is long, but each and every individual in this building has what it takes to succeed. That includes those that are here to see their loved ones graduating today. For those graduating today, this is proven through all of your hard work and determination to succeed here at Kingston University. No matter the challenge any of you are up against, and no matter the circumstances, just know that you're capable of doing it and doing it well. And to everyone that made it out here today, I just wanted to let you know, you are all paying. Thank you.